Emma lived in a small town surrounded by green hills and a quiet river. She was 25 years old, with brown hair and a bright smile. She worked at a cozy bakery called Sunny Breads, where she made cakes and served coffee every day. Emma loved her job. She liked talking to customers and seeing them smile when they tasted her cakes. But Emma had a big dream. She wanted to speak English well. She wanted to travel the world, meet new people, and maybe work in a big city one day. The problem was, Emma was not good at speaking English. Emma had studied English in school for 7 years. She knew many words, like sun, book, and happy. She could read simple English stories and understand songs. She could write sentences like, "The dog runs in the park." But when she tried to speak, her mind went blank. Her heart would beat fast, and her hands would shake. She was scared of saying the wrong words. She worried that people would laugh if her pronunciation was bad. This fear stopped her from speaking English, even though she wanted to so much. One rainy afternoon, Emma was at home, scrolling on her phone. She found a video called "How to Speak English Without Fear." The teacher in the video had a kind voice. He said, "Hello everyone. Do you want to get better at English? Many people study English for years, but they cannot speak. Does this sound like you? Don't worry. You are not alone." Emma felt like the teacher was talking to her. She kept watching. The teacher explained 3 big reasons why people struggle to speak English. The first reason was fear. He said fear is like a wall between your brain and your mouth. You know the words, but they don't come out. Emma nodded. That was exactly her problem. The second reason was wanting to be perfect. The teacher said perfectionism is the enemy of progress. You don't need to be perfect to communicate. The third reason was only learning by input, like reading or listening, and not practicing output, like speaking or writing. He said, speaking is like swimming. You can read books about swimming, but you need to get in the water to learn. Emma listened carefully. The teacher gave solutions. He said, first, talk to yourself. Describe things around you in English. It's safe, and no one will judge you. He also said to find a language partner online or use English in real life, like at a shop. The teacher promised that one simple habit could change everything. Talking to yourself for 5 minutes every day. Emma felt excited. These ideas sounded easy, and she could start right away. The next morning, Emma decided to try. She woke up, looked out her window and said, "The sky is grey. It is cold today." Her voice was soft and she felt shy, even though she was alone. But she kept going. In the kitchen, she said, "This is a cup. I drink tea." At the bakery, she looked at the bread and said, "This bread is fresh. It smells good." Each time she spoke, she felt a little less scared. Talking to herself was fun, and it made her think in English. Emma also joined a website called Language Buddy. It connected people who wanted to learn different languages. She found a girl named Mia, who lived in a faraway country. Mia wanted to learn Emma's language, and Emma wanted to learn English. They agreed to talk on a video call every Sunday. During their first call, Emma was nervous. She said, "Hello, I am Emma. I like to read books." Her words were slow and she forgot some words. But Mia smiled and said, "Nice to meet you, Emma. Your English is good." Emma blushed. She knew her English was not good yet, but Mia's kind words made her feel brave. At the bakery, Emma started using English in small ways. One day, a tourist came in. He had blonde hair and spoke English. He said, "Can I have a coffee?" Emma's heart raced. She took a deep breath and said, "Yes, 1 coffee. Please wait." Her grammar was not perfect, but the man understood. He smiled and said, "Thank you." Emma felt like she had climbed a mountain. She realized that small successes were important. They made her want to keep trying. Every day, Emma practiced talking to herself. She described everything she saw. In her room, she said, "This is my bed. It is soft. My pillow is white." On her way to work, she said, "The trees are green. The birds sing." She made mistakes, like saying, "I see a bird fly," instead of, "I see a bird flying." But she remembered the teacher's words. Done is better than perfect. She did not need to say perfect sentences. She just needed to say something. Weeks passed and Emma noticed a change. Words came out faster. She did not think too much before speaking. One day, a group of tourists came to the bakery. They were loud and happy, speaking English. Emma said, "Hello, welcome to Sunny Breads. Do you want cake or coffee?" Her voice was clear and she smiled. The tourists ordered cakes and said, "Your English is great." Emma laughed. She knew she still had a long way to go, but she was proud. She was communicating. Emma and Mia became good friends. They talked every week, sharing stories about their lives. Mia told Emma about her city, where there were tall buildings and busy streets. Emma told Mia about her town,
with its quiet river and green hills. They laughed when they made mistakes. One time, Emma said, "I eat a cat," instead of "I have a cat." Mia giggled and said, "Oh no, poor cat." Emma laughed too. She learned that mistakes were not bad. They were part of learning.
One day, Emma saw an ad in the newspaper. It was for a job as a tour guide in a big city called Brightview, 2 hours from her town. The job needed someone who could speak English to show tourists the city's parks, museums, and old buildings. Emma's heart jumped. She wanted this job, but she felt scared. She thought, "Is my English good enough? What if I make mistakes?" But then she remembered how much she had improved. She decided to apply. Emma sent her application and got an interview. She practiced for days, talking to herself in English. She said, "My name is Emma. I like to help people. I want to be a tour guide." The day of the interview, she wore her best dress and went to Brightview. The interviewer, a kind woman named Miss Carter, asked, "Why do you want this job?" Emma took a deep breath and said, "I love meeting people. I want to show them the city. I speak English and I learn every day." Her sentences were simple, but her voice was confident. Miss Carter smiled and said, "You have a great attitude. We need people like you." Emma got the job. On her first day as a tour guide, Emma was nervous. She had to lead a group of 10 tourists through Brightview. She stood in front of them and said, "Hello, everyone. Welcome to Brightview. Today, we visit a museum and a park." Her voice shook a little, but the tourists smiled. They asked questions like, "What is this building?" and "Is the park big?" Emma answered as best she could. Sometimes she said, "Sorry, my English is not perfect." The tourists did not mind. They said, "You're doing great." By the end of the day, Emma was tired but happy. She had done it. Emma's new job changed her life. She met people from all over the world. She learned new words like cathedral and fountain. She still made mistakes like saying, "The building is very oldly," instead of "The building is very old." But she did not let mistakes stop her. She kept practicing, talking to herself every morning and chatting with Mia every Sunday. She also started using English more at the bakery, even with regular customers who spoke her language. She said, "Try this cake. It is very good." They laughed and said, "Emma, you're becoming an English teacher." Months later, Emma watched the video that started her journey. The teacher said, "Talk to yourself for 5 minutes a day. It will change everything." Emma smiled. That simple habit had made her dream come true. She was not afraid anymore. She did not care about being perfect. She spoke English every day, and it felt easy, like talking to a friend. Emma's friends in the town noticed her change. They said, "Emma,
How did you get so good at English? She told them, I started talking to myself. I found a language partner. I used English in small ways, like at the bakery. You can do it too. She showed them the video and said, don't wait to be perfect. Just start. Say something simple like, this is a tree. It works.
One evening, Emma sat by the river in her town. The water was calm and the sky was pink. She said, I am Emma. I speak English. I make mistakes, but I am happy. My dream is coming true. She felt proud. She had built a bridge between her brain and her mouth. She had broken the wall of fear. She was not perfect, but she was speaking, and that was enough. Emma's journey was just beginning. She started saving money to travel. She wanted to visit Mia's country and see the tall buildings. She wanted to meet more people and learn more words. She knew it would not be easy, but she was ready. Every day she practiced. Every day she grew. And every day she said to herself, I can do this. Her story spread in the town. People called her English Emma. They asked her for advice. She told them, speak, make mistakes, laugh, keep going. She gave them simple sentences to try, like, I like the sun, or my house is small. She said, 5 minutes a day. That's all you need to start. Some of her friends tried it. They were shy at first, but soon they were saying, this is a chair, or I eat an apple. Emma cheered for them, just like Mia had cheered for her. 1 year later, Emma went back to Brightview for a big tour guide event. She had to give a short speech in English to 50 people. She was nervous, but she remembered her journey. She stood on the stage and said, Hello, everyone. My name is Emma. 1 year ago, I was scared to speak English. I thought I needed to be perfect, but I learned something important. Speaking is like swimming. You need to jump in the water. You will make mistakes, but that's okay. Mistakes help you learn. Today I am a tour guide. I talk to people every day. I am not perfect, but I am happy. Thank you. The crowd clapped. Emma smiled. She felt like she could do anything. Emma's life was different now. She still worked as a tour guide, but she also started teaching English to her friends on weekends. She made a small group called Speak Easy. They met at the bakery after it closed. Emma taught them to talk to themselves and describe things like, this table is brown, or I see a bird. She told them, don't be afraid, just try. The group grew, and soon people from other towns joined. Emma was not just a tour guide anymore. She was a teacher, a friend, and a dreamer. One day, Mia visited Emma. They met at the river, where Emma had practiced her first English sentences. Mia said, "Emma, your English is amazing now." Emma laughed and said, "It's not amazing, it's just okay." But okay is enough. They sat by the water and talked for hours, half in English, half in Mia's language. They laughed about their mistakes and shared their dreams. Mia wanted to be a writer. Emma wanted to travel. They promised to help each other. Emma looked at the river and thought about her journey. She had started with fear, but now she was free. She had started with simple words, like "the sky is blue," and now she could tell stories. She had started alone, but now she had friends like Mia and her speak-easy group. She knew that speaking English was not just about words. It was about courage, trying, and connecting with people. Emma's story is not over. She still practices every day. She still makes mistakes, but she knows that every word she says is a step toward her dream. She tells everyone, "Start small, say something. 5 minutes a day can change your life." And for Emma, it did.